It's time for another episode of this nickel hunt and album fill, episode 31, boxes 46 and 47, but I'm not that excited about box 46. Hey everyone, it's Rob with RobFindsTreasure, and that's right, we're already on boxes 46 and 47 of this nickel hunt and album fill series. This is episode 31. If you haven't watched the previous 30 episodes, I ask that you might want to take a look at the playlist that I have linked both down below and up here to get all caught up. For those of you who are caught up, you know that we have been stuck on the final 3 nickels left in this nickel album. 135 of the 138 spots have been filled through 45 boxes. We still need the key date 50D and a couple of war nickels, the 43D and the 44S, all of which are pretty tough to find. Now, I said in the intro that I'm not too excited about box 46 because when I popped the top of it, I noticed that half the rolls, or a big chunk of the rolls on the left side of the box, appear to be uncirculated 2020 or 2021s. I haven't taken that close of a look yet, 2020s. So this might only be half a box worth hunting. I think when I start hunting it, I'll just knock out all these shiny rolls first and see if we have any circulated ones mixed in there. And if we do, then I'll bring in if we have a find. But for this box, I'm pretty excited because when I pop the top of this one, box 47, we got a lot of oldies down low. A whole bunch of oldies in this first row and some throughout the box as well. So that could be a really good box, or at least I'm hoping. Hoping that we get something for the album. If not a spot filled, then maybe an upgrade. Be nice to find some more silver this year. Of course, I'd love to find Buffalo nickels. They're my favorite to find in nickel boxes. And if I get so lucky, maybe a V nickel. We'll also be looking for proofs or any varieties and any foreigns we may encounter. Now that we've covered all that, let me start cracking rolls into these. If I start running into all new rolls, I won't bring you in and say, yep, they're new. I'll just let you know where I'm at once I get these out of the way. All right, I'll bring you in if and when we have a first find in box 46. Roll number 17 of this first box, and while they haven't been solid bricks, they've been mostly 2020s, as you can see by this roll here. But the rolls are starting to have some other things in them, and I bring in because we have our first find, a 1948 Philadelphia, to get the board started. Well, we're already back because we finished that box, and typically I wouldn't even count a box like this as part of a series because even after those first 25 rolls, we saw a ton of 2020s in the rest of the box. They're all over the place. That being said, I will count it because I think we're going to have an upgrade. This is a fantastic looking 1955 Denver. If it doesn't upgrade, that'll be crazy, but I think that's going to upgrade. We only had 5 from the 50s and that 140s way back in roll, I think 17. So tough box. We knew it was going to be tough. I'm going to go ahead and count it because I think we have an upgrade. Now let's get to the box I'm excited about, and hopefully we do something more than that, which we should. I'll bring you in on the first find of box 47, second of the hunt. Roll number 3, and one of the old enders, when I flipped it around, it is old. It's a 1946 Philadelphia. Got the ring of death from being an ender, but we'll take it. Second find from the 40s for the hunt. Roll number 12, and we found quite a few 50s in the box and that 140s, but we've got our second 40s of the box, third of the hunt. That's a 1941 Philadelphia, and it's our oldest find so far. Very next roll, roll number 13. Now we have a new oldest find, a 1940 Denver. Roll 16, another find from the 40s. Another 1946 Philadelphia. 1 year off silver. Roll 17, a 1949 found from Philly. Hoping for that S for a semi-key date, but it's not. Box is starting to heat up because roll 18 is going to yield our oldest Jefferson so far, a 1939. And it does have that I've been in a book look. Don't think it's going to be a key date. It needs a D or an S to be that, but let's take a peek. And I don't think there's a mint mark, but we can check it anyway, which it doesn't have one. We can check for the DDR. And even though it has some suspicious stuff going on, I don't think it's the DDR. That one had me a little bit fooled for just a second, but I don't see the markers on this one. Yeah, not the DDR. A little bit of excitement. Still nice seeing a 39 nickel in the box. Wish it would have had a mint mark, but we'll take it either way. Roll number 30, and I just found a 51D, not the 51S, but now we have a 1949. Can it be an S? And it's a Philadelphia again. Roll number 32, another 1946. This one minted in Denver. Well, unfortunately, that's going to do it for this 2-box hunt. The second box was definitely a lot better. We ended with 14 from the 50s, 8 from the 40s, and 1 from the 30s. A total of 23 finds and only 6 in the first box, 17 in the second box. Yeah, it was sans silver, no buffaloes, of course no V-nickels, and nothing that we're going to need to put a spot filler in the album. But I think that 55D will upgrade, along with a couple other ones I pulled out. We'll have to take a look. Let me go ahead next and see what we can upgrade, if any, and bring you back in for the album look. Well, believe it or not, I called it from the very beginning. The bad box is the only upgrade we have. That 55D is slightly better than the one in the album. Now, you might say the one in the album looks slightly nicer in some respects, but there's less mint luster, so I am going to upgrade it with the one that we found. There's a slight bit of ding on his chin, but I'm not mad at that, and I know the reverse on this one has to be better than that one because it has some steps. Outside of that, though, we didn't get anything. And that's what's going to happen going forward. We're going to have boxes that we just can't get things we need for this album. And I am being extra picky on the upgrades now. We had some ties on the 51D and the 52D, but I'm not going to plug them out of the album just to put in something that looks the exact same. I'm going to go ahead and plug in this 55D into the album, and then I'll be back with my final thoughts. Well, there it is. Looks good in the album, and the album is looking really good. I wonder if we're going to be able to find these last 3 nickels in the next 3 or 4 boxes. I was hoping I'd get it by box 50, but now it's telling me it's probably going to take more than 3 boxes to get 3 more finds. Either way, like I've said from the beginning, we'll continue to do this series until I find all the nickels. Fingers crossed that happens. Hopefully you enjoyed this 2-box hunt. I know it wasn't full of finds, but it still was fun for me to do. And if you did, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. As always, everyone, happy hunting, and thanks for watching. It's unfortunate that we had no silver war nickels for the 2021 silver jar, which makes them hungry. But I can't complain. We've had some really good luck lately on my other denominations, and that 2021 jar is almost half full without it being even halfway through the year yet.